Morning everyone, just coming up towards 9 AM in the London session. We're just going to have a look at Bitcoin here and a couple of other markets to see what's happening, where we've come from and what we can possibly expect next. So as we look at Bitcoin here, just still in the range, trying to break out again obviously. This was our weekend action. Okay, so came from this swing failure pattern up here, so swing failure, almost a swing failure pattern here of the range, BTC diamond, pull up, BTC diamond on the value area low again. Pointed out, I mean, geez, you had to have really sniper skills to get in on these moves, but it was I mean, these two here are nice, quite nice bullish confirmations of continuation of the trend really, and here we are and we've got it. Another thing to note from these as well was that, as we can see down here on the white line, the open interest and the funding got absolutely nuked on these. So this, you know, whether you're bullish or bearish, I'm not really into those terms, it's a liquidity game, but basically you don't want to be chasing shorts when you see something like this. Okay, scalping, granted, you still had some spot supply here and here, but with the open interest so nuked, God, yeah, just be careful with those. Volume looked quite happy, so I'm just on a 1 hour chart here. Volume looked quite happy as we just floated around here. This was our weekend action, and yeah, just mentioned in a tweet obviously over the weekend that I think we're going to float up. You know, you can just see a slightly slower accumulation length on this look back here obviously, but you know, you can see retail traders are a little bit fearful, just starting to short here, and that shows in the funding. You know, the masses are just starting to go, oh god, swing failure, we've bounced back up, okay, let's just put some shorts on, and that's keeping the funding suppressed down here in the lows as retail just come down slightly, but bigger players just happy in this range. Okay, so yeah, basically said, no, this was on Friday, Saturday. There's no real edge in big dog BTC. Quick wicks bought up with the TRDR diamonds. Sharpshooter execution needed. Expecting further chop on high lev traders. That was over the weekend, but think we do rise up further in my opinion. Volume coming in with low OI and funding, which is what I like to see. So this was weekend chop. Yep, expecting that, but volume was quite happy here. Okay, not sustained and starting to run off and sell down, and look at that open interest and funding just really chill and happy. But yeah, no real edge in the order books there. So you know, if there's no real edge in the order books, all it takes is a bit of market buying to push that up. Okay, so we got the push up and we started to hit a bit of supply here at 45. I think that was some group spot selling. I don't think that was, you know, a short in any way, shape or form, because we've hit these areas before. You know, when you start to break these range highs, you really don't want to be the first player in the game to just start shorting this back down. Just wait for a bit more confirmation. And here we are today. Okay, so we rose up right past that 45 there, and now we're just attacking that 47k level. We do have a lot of supply here this morning, and as we can just see here, our open interest LS ratios up, but let's just have a little look at the difference between those two areas here. So when we got this failure here out of the range highs, volume very high, volume, you know, really high, overextended, open interest high, LS ratio high. This is a good indicator as well when you get this cluster on the volume king. And also up here, the funding was in absolute extremes as well, funding really high. Now the difference we've got now is obviously similar situation, that kind of signature there, but funding's still very low as people try and aggressively short this. Maybe they're trying to hedge their ETF positions or something, I don't know. And we'll go and have a look at the order flow and the order depth at the minute and see what supply is actually there from the various exchanges. My only issue with this is, we all know we've got some news catalyst probably in the next couple of days. If you get some favourable news catalyst, this can just kill supply. All right, we'll go and have a look at that now. Let's just go to the order book here. Flick to this dual tab. Okay, so we can see the supply. Let's go to a 15-minute. Dropping a little bit now. So yeah, Binance have had a lot of supply. Even Gemini there, Qcoin, have got some supply, and Kraken have got supply, so everyone's got some heavy supply here. I think it's probably quite a good risk reward hedge short on your spot positions, but yeah, as I say, my only issue is yeah, and Coinbase quite heavy as well. If you do get some favourable news catalysts, these limit orders and resting offers here are just going to get absolutely destroyed, to be honest. The market bid will just take it up, but as we can see, the supply is some of the heaviest we've seen. This was our supply zone when we were back here, and you got the really nice drop. So yeah, spot supply is really building here, so certainly a cautionary tale, and yeah, it could be a good hedge position. Another thing to look at is perps traders are really out the market here, and have been for a while. They bid this, they've bid this, there's a bit of market making going on. But what we can see is this is favourable kind of bid from perps when you're really trending. Okay, so you've got double, triple bands coming in here, and what we can see now as we hit these supply zones is even just looking at the ratios there, you've really not got a lot going on there. All right, so we need these plays to come back in, and we can see some top levels moving up here. You've got a level at 45 there. I think that'd be quite a nice area, to be honest, and I'll go over reasons why in a second as well. But you really need these plays to come back in. Otherwise, if you don't get any follow through bid here, yes, a catalyst will take us higher. It's probably not going to be that far now, 48, even big wicks into blow off tops into 50k, but with no follow through bid, that's going to be unsustainable, and I think that is going to be a really nice short, to be honest. That would be the best I would look for. Okay, so just something to look out for. If you're wanting this to follow through, you really want these guys to come back in. Currently, as we are here, I think you've got liquidity all below 46, to be honest. Let's just go and check the OBC quickly. So yeah, liquidity a lot to the downside, and you've not got much up to the top side now, but liquidity to the downside, yeah, I mean, do you reach 43.8 to these areas? I don't know, but I would certainly say to go and tag under 46 would be good. And of the range is currently developing, but you do have, if anyone's into these kind of value areas, you've got a monthly POC at 45, so maybe in these kind of overextended moves, I could really see some wicks getting, and chop going on in here. And then you really want to see some bid come back in from there. Liquidity is super high on spot. Let me just go to a higher time frame. So we can see liquidity is coming right up on spot. That's to be expected in these extended moves. And again, open interest pretty high here. Perps is pretty nuked here. Liquidity just on a 1 hour time frame, and that's just all the contracts that got slaughtered in the books, in these kind of moves. So a lot of contracts coming out the books. Okay, so yeah, what do we expect in reality? Bit of chop, maybe some wicks to the downside, but I'd want to see more bid round here. I really would, otherwise it's not sustainable, ETF news or no ETF news. But yeah, favourable catalyst can take this higher, but you need something like that to take it higher now, really. So yeah, trying to forget about ETF speculation and news, just looking at the data. You're in a heavy supply zone with high open interest. Your only favourable thing here is funding is still quite low. Okay, so yeah, just keep an eye on that. No edge on ETH, to be honest. I don't think at the minute. I have seen it's getting some ETH BTC bid, so that might be quite good in the coming days or weeks. Another thing I just wanted to point out, obviously, was if you are looking at Bitcoin in these kind of zones and thinking you're expecting chop and it's possibly going to hold, then one thing, if you're looking to play alts, one thing you want to look for is are alts into really deep demand zones. So I just wanted to highlight that, what we saw yesterday morning. So this is just obviously a multi-view of our demand zones, and so what we can see is I've just got a few open. There was probably outperformance here. I'm sure that STX, Engine and a few others did outperform these, but I just wanted to show these layouts because they're really nice. So multi-chart view, I've just got Rune, Litecoin, DOT open here, and just Bitcoin there to keep an eye on. And what you can see is this is our weekend chop, and they all look very similar. Weekend chop coming down, and you could already see these top levels lower. So it's like these guys are waiting to get filled. So top level lower on Litecoin. Zoom out, Yeah, okay, dot's getting some bid here, but the top levels were a lot lower, probably a technical level here at 6.5. And what do we get? Comes down dot, okay, altcoin, basically altcoin diamond, diamond pro on dot, 2 diamond pro alerts on Litecoin, diamond pro alert on Rune, all at a similar time when Bitcoin is holding, funding's low, open interest low, and volumes rising. Early hours in the morning, 4 to 5 a.m. my time. These are the ones you want to get in on that. And what I would say is, don't just long a shitload of assets. It's always nice to kind of hedge your positions. Imagine these turn against you. You've got 3 assets turning against you. But just wanted to highlight how good the order books have been on the TRDR console, and especially for some of these alerts that are going off. And like we always say, alerts, don't always use them as just to dive in the market. An alert is just to tell you, have a look, see what's going on. Yes, we're in demand, we're in demand, we're in demand. Great, Bitcoin looks like it's holding. Right, I might play some longs today, okay? So longs in your favour. I think if anyone was hedging shorts over the weekend, that was probably the way to go. Some good trades there. So yeah, just wanted to highlight that on the general overlay that, just this is what you want. And I would say you want to see it from spot as well. Perps traders in a kind of trending market like we are can get over bullish. So if you often see perps order books that are really, really bullish, they can just get used as liquidity, to be honest. So spot is always favourable, in my honest opinion, to see. Stuff like this, really, really great. Okay, so yeah, Bitcoin possibly going to chop a little bit here. And yeah, want to see some more bid come in. News, we've obviously got some top levels up here ready and waiting. 50k, that would be a really nice little blow off top locally for the next couple of weeks or months. But yeah, you need some more bid here. We've just not got it at the minute. All right, guys. So we'll dive in a little bit more detail. Hopefully the US session later on gives us some clarity, and we'll do a live in the Discord later on, so join us there, and let's have a great week in this volatility. Alright guys, cheers.
I bet your margins are pretty nice and fat.
Let's not talk about my margins, by the way. Being nice and fat, that's a nice shirt. Do they make it for men?